Beautiful. You fix this camera. You fix this camera and make me look a little less ugly. Let's go, baby. It's
Do they
time.
have cameras that powerful, bud?
Episode 6 here of a Pretty Bad Sports podcast. Welcome in. Anybody in here? Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it. Maybe give us a little thumbs up there. Goes a long way. With my co-hosts here, we got Mr. Diesel in the top corner there. And then I'd like to welcome everybody into the newest member of the Pretty Bad Sports podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen.
One and only Mr. Pick Flair joining us for every episode. Let's go. So we're fired up about that. That's how we're going to start this episode.
The Big Three is official.
They're back in Boston, the Big Three, for the first time.
Go.
In about 20
Let's
fucking
go,
years.
boys. So we're gonna keep tonight's episode semi-short, and we're gonna do another emergency press conference on the New England Patriots. Fellas, what are your initial thoughts right now? What's going on here?
Let's hear it from the new guy.
New guys first. We want the new guy first. Come on.
Set the tone, baby.
All right, boys. All right. I mean, we talked about this last week, right? The Patriots are who we thought they were. This is already a scary season for the boys over here. Watching Brian Hoyer get hit in the head and potentially out for a couple games. I haven't really seen any update on when they're looking on to bring him back. We are relying on the kid, Bailey Zappi, right now. And I love it. I'm feeling zippy about Bailey Zappi. I am. I got a little more pep in my step now.
A little zap to it.
I spoke with Hal about this, right? Like, I think we have a better chance to win a couple games with Hoyer, but why not let this kid toss it around this year, right? Mm-hmm. Let's see what the kid got. We got some serious draft capital for a quarterback when we already had a young Mac Jones. Let's see what the kid got.
Let's go. Diesel, let's hear your thoughts initially here.
So, I was a little afraid with the Zapster being a QB1 for us, but honestly, that kid just went toe-to-toe with fucking Aaron Rodgers, man. Went to OT. I mean, that was impressive. I hope they give him another shot. I hope he has a full practice this whole week with the squad and gets the full game plan and runs the show versus Detroit.
I think he's going to be the starter this week. He's going to be coming up. He's going to be coming up in a red uniform. Your new starting quarterback of the New England Patriots.
Do we even know if Hoyer is going to be able to play?
With everything going on in the NFL right now, I mean, I got to think they're probably a little hesitant to put him out there with the head injury. What do you guys think about that?
Oh, definitely. They're not messing around with the whole Tua situation.
There's a lot going on right now, and you don't want to be put in the news for a head injury at any time. No, at any time, you don't want to be doing that. But that's definitely a hot topic in the NFL right now. So I think that they're going to ride with Bailey Zappi. He proved that he can at least not blow the game, right? Like he didn't show anything crazy, but he didn't panic. He wasn't supposed to start in this game playing in Lambeau against Aaron Rodgers, and we took him to overtime. I mean, if you open up the playbook a little bit, you really never know how that game ends.
I mean, hey, he threw for a touchdown. He drove us down. Got the game tied for a Russian touchdown with Damian. I mean, dude, that was impressive. They were legit going toe-to-toe with Aaron Rodgers, back and forth. So
did you guys see they put in like another, tight end or something? Like, we were playing some heavy sets there, and we were just pounding the football.
They actually were using Marcus Cannon. They just brought him back, and they're using him as another tight end just for extra blocking. And
one of them got pulled, right? Didn't somebody blow it?
Jonnu Smith got yes, Isaiah Wynn got pulled. Jonnu Smith was banged up. So, I mean, not a good look for Wynn. Another number one pick looking like shit for the New England Patriots.
Yeah, and then Hunter Henry's just, MIA.
Which is unfortunate because had a hell of a season for us last year.
Yeah.
Hey, that's Bill Belichick football, though, right? I don't think anyone was expecting, even if Zappi was going to get the starting spot initially, that he was going to come in and be a gunslinger. Like, Bill Belichick, even with Mac Jones in his first year, we're running the ball twice, and then we're running a fucking waggle pass the next one, or a screen or something like that. Mm-hmm. We're not going to let Zappi go out here and run the gun, run some 2-minute Air Force offense. We're not going to see that. That's why it's like, to me, it's safe. Let's see him. Let's just see what he can do. If he can be, he looked just as. Everyone settled down. He looked just as good as Mac Jones to me. From that little short stint that we just saw, small sample size, I know we're not comparing. He's not going to take the job right now. But, like, I didn't see anything that I was super scared of when it comes to, like, some of these teams have these players go in and they just look like, buddy, you're never going to be a starter in the NFL.
I
It's pretty
know.
clear. I
That's
didn't see
what I'm
that.
saying.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
You know
And
what?
I agree with that.
The thing that bothered me about that game is we fought all the way in that game, got the OT, got the first stop, just needed that field goal, and I felt like the Patriots were like so set in stone, just trying to play it safe. But like, dude, they're on their own they're on the 50-yard line. Probably needed 15, 20 more yards, and they probably would have been in field goal range for Folk. And they just ran the ball twice, and then
they
like
had that
only
nice
gave
punt
Zappy
return,
one
too.
chance.
Yeah.
They only gave the kid a chance.
Bill
Like,
Belichick.
just let him sling, dude.
Played
like,
to
why are
tie
we
the
holding
game.
back?
They would rather have tied the game. They were totally okay with tying that football game, in my opinion.
It felt like that. Like,
and realistically, it would have been okay.
You can't give Rodgers the ball back so many times. Like,
I think when you get that punt return, right, and you're close to the 50-yard line, you have absolutely nothing to lose at that point. You have to kick a field goal to beat Aaron Rodgers and Lambeau with your third string quarterback. Like, why not play to win the game? They didn't play, like, I don't know. Like, I didn't love the play calling, like, towards that last drive. You know what I mean? They just didn't play to win the game. I'd rather have Bailey Zappi throw a pick six than us, punt the ball back to Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. I mean,
welcome to life is with Matt Patricia as an offensive coordinator, fellas. This is what we're going to deal with for a while.
Honestly, great play call. They got us. It was a 2nd and 5. They got 5-yard gain on the run, which is awesome on first down. Mm-hmm. And then you run the same exact play call and get stuffed. And then you're 3rd and 5, and you let Zappy get one shot at it. Like, I would have went for it on 4th. Like, Rodgers was going to get the ball back either way, and I just felt like you weren't going to stop him this time. So.
I mean, listen, Matt Patricia showed that he could be a defensive coordinator at one point in his career. Then he went to Detroit and tried to be a head coach and had to be more involved in the offense. It was a fucking dumpster fire. So when we brought him back, I was like, okay, whatever. We'll put him back on the defensive side, see what we do. And then they put him at OC.
Especially to piggyback on that, too, I had the same thoughts when they brought back Joe Judge. I'm like, oh, great, our special teams sucked last year. Here's your new whatever he's even doing nowadays, but his role is way too large on this team.
Yeah, we don't have the leadership and the coaching staff that we used to have. Bill Belichick's clearly just not. He's playing to develop, in my opinion, and he's not playing to win. And he wants to develop this team long term. And it's like, Billy, it's getting late, pal. We got to do something soon, or we got to find someone else who's going to let us do it. I don't know how many years Bill Belichick has left as a head coach. I'm not saying it's this year or next year, but like we got to really think about if we're going to develop this slowly, how long is it going to take? Because we're not letting anyone sling the rock.
You know what bothers me? You spend all that money in free agency. You're like, holy shit, the Patriots mean business. Like they added all these top free agents of 2 years ago, and I'm like, oh my god, the Patriots actually taking action, trying to get this team back and rolling. And then it's I feel like with the coordinator situation, I don't know, Bill feels threatened, he doesn't want a Sean McVay type of guy to come in there and make him look bad. I feel
feels it, right? He's not letting anybody come in.
It's let me make this D coordinator an offensive, and his son.
And
then
his son,
speaking out on the sidelines.
It's your best impression, your Steven Belichick impression.
It's always just I don't know what's going on. He's just he's got a runny nose. Just I don't know what's going on with that kid.
I don't know what he was up to that night, but I'll tell you what, he wasn't calling great plays.
Oh my god!
I've never seen a guy with more of a hankering for chin strap sweat than fucking Steve Belichick, dude.
If you're a player too, and you see him trying to coach you up, I don't know, he never play, you know what I mean? If I'm in the NFL and I gotta assume that's gotta be kind of annoying.
He's still a Belichick. I'll give him a little bit of credit. I thought that it's just the way they're hiding him right now and who's calling. Remember last year we didn't know who was calling the defense. That was so ridiculous to me. I don't know what to give the guy credit for other than those memes and the gifts that we have. Thank you very much for those. It's been a huge help. But I don't know what you're doing for the Patriots right now.
He's not a football coach. He's just not.
Is it official? Is he calling the defensive plays?
I don't know. They say he's cornerback.
We still don't know.
They won't. I don't think I think they did list a defensive coordinator, but I don't even trust what they list anymore at this point. Maybe they didn't, but
the ball boy.
I don't pay attention to it, right? Because we know whatever they say, even if you were to ask Bill Belichick right now if Matt Patricia was the offensive coordinator, he'd be like, I'm not a fucking owner of a team. I don't, like, he'd find a way to just avoid the question.
Yeah.
So it's an annoyance right now. I mean, this is why at this point where the team's at, 2 years ago, like Doyle said, we went out and paid fucking $85 million for Nelson Aguilar. And
oh my God. Every time a guy catches the ball, I'm like, just get out of bounds or just hold on to the line, fall down. Guy can't hold on to God in football. But anyways.
No, let's let Zappy sling the fucking rock.
We got the Lions this week, right? So
I think they won the highest
in New
scoring
England,
offense.
or are we going to Detroit?
No, Foxborough. Thank God.
So that's okay. So that game's at Foxborough. I did see something interesting. The Lions are the worst team in the NFL defending the run, and we are on we have our third string quarterback. I think
Rashad Penny last week.
I think we're gonna run all over them this week, and I think we're gonna find a way to, weather their offense that's been scorching hot this season. I think we're gonna beat the Lions this week.
I think we should beat the Lions this week. I think it should be with the run game. I think that at most you might see a couple of the tight ends get in on some action because there's if we're not gonna be through play action, over the middle. Hey, like I said, run, waggle, run, ISO, run, screen. That's what you're gonna see probably for the rest of the year, regardless. It works against the Lions. The problem with the Lions is that they're also scoring the most points in the league right now. So, I mean, what do you really want to see? Is not a shootout. It's just a running shootout is our best chance. So I think we do have. I think
they're hurt on the ground. I mean, what's his name? Or no, actually, never mind. I'm thinking of the other Williams on the Broncos. He tore his ACL, right?
Yeah, he's done.
But Swift is still out. I think they're going to keep him out again this week because they have the bye week following. So they're going to give him that extra 2 weeks of rest, which helps us a ton.
Is their backup banged up? That their dude, what is it, Jamal Williams? Is he good?
No. Yeah, he
balled too.
He went off with me.
Yeah, he went
fantasy
crazy. Yeah, me too, Doyle.
I'll take fantasy, thank you. Just don't do it so bad.
Hawkinson balled too. I mean, you're seeing a team that put up fucking points last week
against
Seattle, but hey, Seattle's defense hasn't been potato chips this year either. They shut down Russell Wilson and the Broncos.
I don't know their record. They've been impressive this year.
Geno Smith, man,
they're the laughing stock of the league. Like I thought they were going to be like real bad this year.
The Seahawks, I thought were going to be dead last without a shot of winning a game, to be honest with you.
And they've been competitive in just about every game they've played in.
Yeah, and Geno Smith is really, like, I saw someone say he's making I think it was actually Richard Sherman that said that he's making a case to be a starter in this league and should see a bag next year. I think that ship has sailed, Richard. I think you need to calm the fuck down. But he's definitely showing up a lot more.
He's showing that he's got a role on the football team, that's for sure. But,
I mean, what they should do is draft someone now because they're in line. I mean, if they keep winning, they're going to fuck it up. But they were in line to pick up, like, one of the Bryce Youngs or something like that next year. Yeah, they got some serious draft capital coming up. So if they pick up a good quarterback and Geno can do that for maybe one more year, like what Alex Smith did in front of Mahomes, then they got a good chance to develop a team that could be a contender in 3 or 4 years again. Yep. They're still young. They're a very young team.
Yep. Well, back to the Patriots too. I just thought of this. We got Jamie Collins back. What do you guys think about that?
Baby, I love that.
When the hell did that happen? Are you fucking with me?
No, I'm pretty sure that happened, right?
Dude, fucking Jesus. This guy is on and off the team more than anyone, I think, in the history of the New England Patriots. But it's
honestly wild.
But you know what? None of these kids worked out. Like once again, like McMillan's kind of like you don't see him out in the field. He's like on special teams. McGrone went to practice squad. Wilson's like on and off the field, but it's just like not working out with these kids. I just feel like Bill feels safe back to Collins.
Well, the good news is I think Taekwon Thornton is going to come back like somewhat soon, right? Next couple weeks or so. I think he should be back.
He's eligible
too. I haven't heard an update on his injury.
Would love to see him back. Would love to see him back like this week. That'd be awesome.
I think Bill's really fucking hard on our defensive rookies, though, and that's a year in, year out thing that you see that our linebackers come in, they don't live up to potential, they get moved back. Next year, I think that we could see, like, one player it kind of did work out with is Duggar, right? Like, he didn't have that great rookie year, but he had some.
Duggar's a beast, dude. He's looking like a
And I liked him in college. I liked him when we got him, and then I thought, like, how quickly he was like in and out and in and out. I was like, oh fuck, he might be a bust. You just kind of remember that Bill's really strict with the way we play defense. That's why we always have a defense that can win us games / Super Bowls. So these guys that we got, the last couple of years, I'd give it 2 or 3 years before I call them a bust. But if they are a bust, they'll get shipped out to Cleveland and they'll be back every other year.
Yeah, on that cheap deal.
Duggar gives me like vibes of this is a hot take. Rodney Harrison and like a Cam Chancellor, because dude, he fucking pops guys, man. When he gets a chance, like he lays the boom.
Bill hit on that pick, huh? Because that guy was coming out of Division 2 or whatever.
Yeah.
So he took some shit for drafting him, but that's awesome that he's turning into a an NFL player.
I was so pumped about that pick, man. And when people were giving him shit, I was like, just calm down, give it some time. That kid's a baller, and certain kids, no matter what level you're playing at, they can just play fucking football, man. They can play football, and they'll adjust to their environment. Duggar's one of those guys, and you're already seeing it.
Yep. So on Taekwon Thornton, I actually see this. It says he's close to getting back to normal, and he was originally given a 6 to 8 week timeline, and he's in week 5 right now. So he's eligible to come off the IR this week and is just over his 5 weeks, is what it says here.
Yeah, because he got injured in the preseason, so a little more.
That's what's interesting about that is right now, and this is a stat that fucking Joey Turcotte sent to me today. The New England Patriots are, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10th in the league for most big plays through week 4. And what qualifies as a big play is more than 10 yards on a rush or more than 20 yards on a reception. We are 10th in the NFL right now. I would have guessed we were dead fucking last. So, I mean, I know we've had a couple big ones that have hit, but to say that we're 10th, which we have 29 plays that qualify for that, most of them coming in on the reception side, 16 receptions of more than 20 yards and 13 rushes of over 10 yards. I can't even believe that stat. I still think Turcotte's lying to me, and he's probably making me look like shit right now.
I must be sleeping. I don't feel like I haven't even seen that many deep passes or big runs. I don't know.
I can't believe it, and that makes me even more excited for a Taekwon Thornton to come back because he's got that speed.
Right out the field. That speed is scary.
Oof.
Sucks, man. The hype was real.
Oh yeah. I wasn't big on Taekwon, and Turk convinced me to give him a chance, and I'll shout out Turk. I know he hasn't played in the regular season yet, but from just what I saw in a couple of the games of preseason, I think he's got a little bit more sauce than what I gave him credit for originally.
Dude, camp, he was juking guys out of their shoes. He's fucking unbelievable speed.
What do you guys think about Adrian Phillips? He's been pretty solid this year.
Oh man, love him.
He's been a great pickup, huh? And
when we got him.
Yeah. And Diesel, you were on that. That's why I wanted to bring that up, and because he's been having another good year here, so that's good to see for the Patriots defense. Yeah,
honestly, like I think the Patriots defense has been solid these past couple games. I feel like we're not giving them that much credit because obviously we end up losing the games, but like defense is keeping us alive, man. I think we got to respect that. The Patriots got a pretty solid D going on.
Yeah, their defense is absolutely balling. That's for sure.
I really think that as long as Bill Belichick is on this team, we're going to focus on defense, and I love it. It's my favorite type of football, and I think that it's what's won us realistically probably all 6 of our Super Bowls. We've always had a defense that has been able to keep up with the other team, keep them in check, and then we obviously had TB12, who probably the GOAT of all football, but also more specifically the GOAT of game management. Right, he's just really good at managing games and making sure that the defense gets on the ball back. He does what he needs to either get down the field and get some points, or not put him in a position that's going to seriously hurt him.
Game management.
I want to ask you guys too. I see some weird shit going on, and this has been for like a couple years now. I've noticed this, but what is up with the romance of Bill Belichick and Aaron Rodgers? What do they have going on? Is that a future Patriot or no?
There's been rumors. I mean, I would take Aaron.
How long is he on the Packers for? Like, how long did he just sign?
think it was 3 years, but I mean, it's one of those weird contracts that like he could get out in I think a year or
I don't
two,
know.
kind of
I
like
just
what we
think
had
it's
with
really
Brady.
weird. Like Bill, he didn't even do that for Brady at any point after winning Super Bowls. He loves him some fucking Aaron Rodgers, dude. He loves it. And what our coaching is like, why not?
Fan, bro.
Huh?
I say you're talking to one of Aaron Rodgers' biggest fans too. So
well,
it's one
dude,
of those things
we
that
have
I love
no coaches, right? Like what? Like there's not many guys that can kind of run the show himself as a quarterback. Like I don't know, would Bill like that or like what? Like I don't know. Like I just have a weird feeling that I don't know.
That's been my concern with that move actually happening, right? Is that I don't think the personalities mix as much as I love Aaron Rodgers and I love Bill Belichick. I don't think it's the greatest mix, but I
it's
think
perfect.
You do. So you think but do you think he would let him run the game, or are you saying that he would convince Aaron Rodgers to let Bill run his game?
I think he would let Aaron. I think he would let Aaron Rodgers do anything he wants.
And I would love that, and I would. So if that were to happen, I'm all the way on board with it.
I think that they would be on the same page, right? And then I think that he would have full trust in Aaron Rodgers to do what he wants.
Yeah.
I think
which would be nice. I don't think it's going to happen.
Like Brady was calling his own audibles. He would read it. I mean, Rodgers can do the same thing.
It took Brady. Me and Pat were talking about this the other day. It took Brady like 10 years before they started allowing him to really start doing that consistently. I mean, other than end of games. So that's why I'm worried about. Why are we worried about this? I don't think Aaron Rodgers is coming, but at the same time, if he did, I would be worried. Like, would he give him that trust right away? Maybe despite Brady.
Yeah. I think that's one. I think there's one of many reasons. I think that's one of them. And then I don't think he's too sold on like what I don't. He doesn't seem too happy on Mac Jones to me.
Who is?
Bill.
No, who is happy with Mac Jones right now, other than Emro? Shout out you. I love you, buddy, but I love you, Emro. But like, he's just staying. Like, I don't see it. I don't see what everyone that is out there that like sees Mac Jones winning a couple Super Bowls. I need to smoke what you're smoking. I would love to get a hit of that and just see what's going on, because I just don't see it unless we're carried by the defense. Like, listen, fucking Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl. I understand the Patriots can win the Super Bowl, but when someone says to me Mac Jones could win a couple Super Bowls, that's indicative of you saying Mac Jones is going to be a major piece in us winning that Super Bowl. How? Tell me how.
Okay, I'll tell you how right now. Nick Foles beat Tom Brady and Bill Belichick in the Super Bowl as a backup quarterback.
Nick Foles looked amazing.
He went toe-to-toe with Tom Brady.
That's what I'm saying, buddy. I think that Mac Jones could be that guy with the right team around him. He could play like that in a period of a stretch, right? I'm not going to say he's ever going to put up MVP numbers or anything, but you guys know this better than me. Football is a team sport, dude, and you can catch fire at the right time. There's been a lot of shit quarterbacks, maybe not a lot, but there's been some shit quarterbacks to win Super Bowls.
Like I said, Trent Dilfer, the worst quarterback of all time to win a Super Bowl is Trent fucking Dilfer. I'd punch him in the face if I saw him on the street. He's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
I don't like him.
So
I love that famous comment he said, the Patriots are not that good anymore. That will fucking forever on them.
The fact that they let that man talk football just because he rode Ray Lewis and Jamal Lewis to a fucking ring makes me sick every day of my life. He's not qualified to talk fucking football.
Yeah, and also another guy, Max Kellerman, can go pound sand with the whole Cliff segment with Brady.
Would you celebrity box him, Doyle?
Oh, buddy, I put him through a table. 3D fucking Dudley brothers, you and me.
I think you would beat his ass too.
Doyle wants to take him to a Bills game.
I hate him.
So who's the quarterback from the practice squad that we just brought back?
Gilbert.
Is that just because we need a backup quarterback really bad?
Yeah, he was a Cowboys guy, right?
Yeah. So that
tells him off the Cowboys guy.
So that tells you Hoyer's probably not going to be there. So
yeah, actually, that's a great point, Doyle. That is a great point right there. I think that is a huge indicator that my boy from preseason, the Zapster, Mr. Bailey Zappi. Come on, you guys both know I've been on Bailey Zappi since the guy's been in diapers. I knew it. Something about him.
Do you guys know that Pat Nelson has a Bailey Zappi high school jersey framed in his basement right now? He's not going to take it out until he starts winning some games, but he was touching it on Sunday. He was like, "Oh, is it time? Is it
good
time?"
luck. For good luck.
He was teasing him, kept running downstairs during the game.
Yeah.
He had him sign it after a game, and then Bailey ended up calling the police and getting a restraining order. But
yeah, not
separate
allowed at
story
his high
another
school
time.
anymore. But that's all right. There's not many good players coming out of there, so.
Yeah, no, it's going to be real interesting. Hopefully, Zappy is the starter, is all I'm hoping for this weekend. I mean, I hope Brian Hoyer is okay because, again, I don't think that we can ride Bailey Zappy through the rest of the year if he has a really bad game. I think that's bad for his development, and I'd rather have Hoyer there. Yeah, but hey, you never know, dude. If he comes out here and he's absolute electricity on the field, then we could really have something where, dude, Mac, take your time. Take your time, buddy. We got it over here. And we'll see what happens. I mean, look at Cooper Rush right now. They're literally talking about Dak Prescott losing his job to Cooper Rush.
Guy's 4-0, man. I mean,
why wouldn't Bailey Zappi be able to take out Mac Jones if Cooper Rush is talking about?
Mac Jones prove to us yet? I mean, he hasn't really.
Nothing.
Yeah, I think this kid, if he really comes out Sunday and puts on a show for us, I know it's not the best of defenses, but if you can show you can take care of business against this type of team,
if he's going to do it against anyone,
the Zappy train.
This would be the heck of a game for him to do it too, because just like we talked about, right? They're terrible against the run, so it's going to get them in the box.
I mean, can't defend the run.
You run the play action, and you toss it around a little bit. I mean, this could be a game where Zappy puts up like 305 because Bill is just that smart, runs the ball the whole first quarter, and then starts opening this defense up. The thing I'm worried about is that Hefe has arrived, and I know that Mr. fucking Diesel over there knows who I'm talking about. Jeff Okuda is here. He's an NFL player now. He had a little bit of a tough week last week, but the first 3 weeks, I mean, he shut down Justin Jefferson, not on his own, but he held his own against Justin Jefferson with help on the back end.
Yeah,
he did.
Can I tell you guys something? We don't have a wide receiver one, so we're good, buddy. So he's not gonna know the cover. There's so many 2 and 3s. Who the fuck is number 1?
His head's gonna look like the Flip the Bird owl doing 360s.
There's so many 2s and 3s. We got him. He's gonna be confused. Great game plan by Bill. We don't have a wide receiver one.
I think I'm hoping that this is where we see Bill's experience. We need a Bill experience week, right? Like we need Bill to win us a game. Like I don't know. Like can Bill? Can you please beat the Detroit Lions for us this week, please?
Yeah, fire me up. Bring me back.
Shout out, Bill. We know you're watching here, buddy. We know you're watching, buddy. Shout out you.
Bill listens in. I want to talk about something else here too that I just found out. It looks like Ty Law called out Jack Jones, and he doesn't like the talking that he's been doing. Did you guys hear anything about this?
No, I didn't. I don't even know that Jack Jones has been talking. I'm on the Jack Jones train though.
So this is a quote right here. From Ty Law. You make a couple of plays, you get an interception, but to say something like that, you got to have some swag and go out there and make some plays, Law said. But I don't think anybody in that secondary, especially a rookie, can say something like that. You ain't making enough plays to say something like that. Shut up.
What did he say? Because I didn't hear what Jack Jones said. Sorry for being
You didn't hear? He said that it's disrespectful for people to run outs on him, out routes.
Okay, yeah, I kind of agree with Tyler there. Sorry.
I kind of love that though. Do you want to be like, oh shit, it's Aaron Rodgers? I want to talk him up. You got to be kind of cocky in football. Like I'm the fucking best player on the field.
It's just
that comment. I wish you didn't make that
right? I personally don't care, but I don't imagine that settling with Bill that well.
Show it again,
especially if Ty Law's saying that. Yeah,
I'd rather him.
You better show up this week making that comment. You better fucking show up this week. You better make a play.
I'd rather him have said, like, if that's something he said on the field to Aaron Rodgers or something, then you know what? I know, but that's what I'm saying. I'd respect that a little bit more than coming out and just saying it to the media after, because, like, at that point, dude, you are a rookie, right? You got a name right now that people are starting to talk about you, and I'm recently on the Jack Jones train. I think he is somewhat of the real deal. Bill finds these cornerbacks always, and they end up working out. Same thing with J.C. Jackson, all these guys. I don't think saying something like that to the media helps you at all. It's going to make teams really just not respect you as much. It's going to do the opposite of what you're saying, right? They're going to attack you now. And, I mean, if he holds his own, good on him. I have no hatred for someone who talks it and backs it up. I just don't see the situation and why you would want to do that right now when we're 1-3.
Okay. We have a comment here. I just want to address this comment in the chat box. Does anybody know Alphonse Femino?
Fonzie boy, what's he talking
Is that
about?
your boy Fonzie? Welcome in.
Boy.
He says, when are we signing famous Jameis Winston? We need to get that guy some lobsters over here. Some clam chowder. Let's get him over here. Crow wants to eat some W's. Doyle.
I mean, listen, I thought we were going to sign Jameis at one point in the offseason, bro. I think it might have been the offseason before when he got signed to the Saints.
He wouldn't fit here. He doesn't know how to throw a dump pass.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, that guy's got back spasms. He's got rib injuries, wrist injuries. I mean,
is he hurt? Is that why he's not playing?
Yeah, they apparently said that he played through 4 vertebrae or spinal fractures 2 weeks ago or something. And all I can think is, like, you guys just invested in developing this guy behind Drew Brees, and you're having him play through fucking back fractures? What the fuck is the point of that? Just, you got other guys, clearly. Send him out there and give the guy some rest. I mean, I don't want an injured Jameis any more than I want a healthy Jameis. So I don't see. I can see now why they were struggling after those first couple weeks.
No, thank you.
No
sale on Jameis.
Shut up, Fonz. I'm taking a shot for Fonzie boy.
Yeah, that's
love that kid.
That's a peppy comment, though.
Wow. Wow. I want to bring this up to you guys. Obviously a small. This is a tweet right here. Obviously a small sample size, and but Patriots rookie Jack Jones is now the highest graded corner by what is it? Player? What is that? PFF. What does that stand for?
He's been the highest graded corner for a couple weeks now.
And he's got the highest coverage grade.
For rookies, is it just for rookies though?
No.
Holy shit.
And that's why I think it was last week or pretty sure it was last week when I saw that he was at the top of the list. And I said, okay, I started looking at some of his film, right? I started watching the last couple games and seeing what he was doing. He is the real deal. He's not fucking Jalen Ramsey yet, though. He's got to chill. It's been a couple games.
Rookie year, though.
He was, I think in college, man, he had like a record for most like pick sixes.
I'm all in now after what I just read. I want him to say whatever he wants to the media.
Talk shit. You're the best
player. I want him to have so much pep in his step that Bill brings him into his office.
Yeah,
that's what I want.
Nelson loves the shit talkers now. I love it.
That's what I want.
Belichick tweaking out on the
corner, like I do like that at corner, but obviously you don't want to be a distraction to the team ever.
No, but I do love, and that's why I'm saying during the game there is two positions really that I really think that you are not only allowed but should be encouraged to talk a little
Safety's
smack. One is cornerback. Right? No, I think.
Linebacker?
I mean they kind of quantify as a D-back, but no, I think you got the cornerbacks right because you can get in the wide receiver's head, you can get in the quarterback's head. We've seen Ramsey do that a bunch of times and it works.
Absolutely.
The other one is those pass rushers, man, because when they're getting in these linemen's head and the fucking quarterbacks hear them coming, it can change a game. Look at whatever his name said. What was the Jets quarterback that's on the fucking Carolina Panthers now, dude? What did he say?
The boogeymen?
The boogeymen in his press conference. What an idiot. Is Jamel Dean a rookie?
Who?
Jamel Dean?
No.
Cornerback?
That's
okay.
No.
He's behind Jack Jones. Then it's Jalen Ramsey. Then it's J.C. Horn.
Jamel Dean's a fluke.
Yeah. Wow, Jonathan Jones is also in the top 10.
Jonathan Jones was been up there the whole time, and now it's like kind of switched. But like, dude,
yeah, but he's still in the top 10 in the NFL. We have 2 corners in the top 10 from PFF.
People sleep on the Patriots D, man. If this offense can somewhat get going, man, help us out. So that, I mean, you only can get so many stops. Like, put some pressure on other offenses, man. So I'm hoping
Bill Belichick has no issues ever finding cornerbacks. Like, that's the one thing we kind of got to give him absolute credit for because he like doesn't really seem to miss. Like, we seem to like he's pulled in. We've had great talent at cornerback in New England, right? And then like he'll get rid of that guy, and you're like, dude, are you fucking kidding me? How many times has that happened? And we are okay every single time.
Whenever we have that stud corner, we let him go.
So many times.
And you honestly do tell me what Gilmore has done lately. Tell me what J.C. Jackson can't even get on the field right now. Like, it's unbelible. Like,
they're still
solid, getting burned when he does. He's getting burned when he gets on the field. He looks terrible.
Who, Gilmore?
J.C. Jackson.
Wow, and he had a big mouth in the offseason, too. He wanted the bag. He let everybody know he wanted the bag.
Once again,
all the time, man. All off.
I think all Patriot fans were kind of like he was always kind of like we loved him over here, right? He balled out, but like I don't know. Would you guys be pumped if we gave him that contract?
At the time, I was all in on him, but
Yeah, you wanted him to get paid.
I mean, I just wanted to keep the defense solid.
I remember talking to you though. You weren't like you weren't that mad. You know what I mean? You saw the contract and you were kind of like, all right, I get it.
Yeah,
the contract is what scared me. I would have loved to keep J.C. Jackson as a player, but I by default, when we give up defensive players, by default, I'm always going to assume that their success is more from our system than it is them individually. And there are outliers, right? I mean, there are outliers, but most of the outliers on our defense that get given away that are those type of guys like a Jamie Collins, they don't fit into a lot of the systems in the NFL, and that's why they're not going to be good on the Cleveland Browns. They'll have a couple of good games, but realistically, they can't run with a system, and most defenses need a guy that can not only be a guy that can sack the quarterback 4 times, but can also run their responsibility to a level where the guy on the other side is going to get a couple sacks too. And Jamie Collins isn't that guy. That's why he keeps coming up end up back here, because we just need guys like him.
Love it. Depth. Hey, but I'll take some depth. A guy who's been
Do you guys think we see any trick plays this week? Any maybe like if Jacoby Myers is playing, you think there's any chance he gets a pass attempt or something this week?
Oh, hot take. Kendrick Bourne throws a touchdown this week. I'm calling it right fucking now. Kendrick Bourne's throwing a touchdown this week against the Lions from at least 20 yards out. Hot take.
Oh, okay.
Is Jacoby Myers back? Do we know?
Not sure. No updates on him.
What's hurt with him? I don't even know.
Which Jacoby Myers are you talking about? The number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5?
Our whole offense?
The above.
Is our offense going to be ready this week? That's what we're trying to say.
Legit. What's wrong with him, though? Is it his knee or something?
Ankle. He's been battling an ankle injury. I'm looking at it right now. No updates on him right now, but...
Yeah, I haven't seen anything on it. Okay. Ankle injuries are tough, man. Coming from someone who's injured his ankle about 47.5 times in the last 3 weeks. Basically, like, you have to test it day by day, just like Bill says, but at the same time, like, a high ankle sprain, like what's going on with Mac Jones, is pretty much automatically going to be 6 to 8 weeks, but a low ankle sprain could be like a week or 2, or it could be a fucking month. It just depends on how bad you do it.
Especially how he plays, man. He's cutting hard, man. He's one of those nasty route runners.
He's legit, dude, and I like him I think he's our best wide receiver. Unfortunately, I was just hoping I was hoping we paid other players to come in to be better than him.
I mean,
we paid other players more. Yeah,
he was a hell of a number 2. That's what we need. I feel like that's the Patriots' missing link right now. Need that pure wide receiver 1, because the guys we have would be great fucking compliments to the dude. They'd be great fucking players if we just had that pure wide receiver 1.
You want to hear a disgustingly hot take that I had about a year ago? And this is actually, it was 2 years ago when I thought we were going to bring in other people. I thought that Jacoby Myers, if we got a number 1, could be just as good as a Chris Godwin at number 2. He has that type of profile. He has that type of consistency.
You want him to have that 1A is what you're saying.
If we have that 1A, he goes into a Chris Godwin type, in my opinion. I just don't think we're ever going to have that counterpiece for him to be able to showcase that type of ability, because Godwin's there because of Evans.
I think we might. I mean, Bill's invested in the wide receiver before. We did trade for Randy Moss before. We've done it.
It's been a while, but yeah, you're right.
Been a while.
We've done it.
Dude, Randy Moss, my favorite football player of all time, man. If we were able to do something like that again, like if we could have gotten Devontae Adams, I know we were in talks to get him. If we were able to grab anyone on that level, like, you know, we're too notorious for grabbing players at their cheapest. Like, you know, we got AB, and we got Ocho Cinco, and we got like T.O. for a day. Like, we wait too long because Bill knows, just like most good dynasty fantasy football players, you never want to buy people at their ceiling. Like, you don't buy Jonathan Taylor in week 8. You buy him right now when he's at his lowest, and then you let him prove that he's still that guy. If you bought Jonathan Taylor last week in week 4 when he was ranked 26th in running backs, you won your fucking league. This is what Bill does on a real scale, and it's way scarier for us because we're not playing fantasy football, right? This is our team. This is who we're watching. And I don't want to see Ocho Cinco at 35 years old trying to run slants across from Jacoby Myers, but I don't think we're going to do what we did with Randy Moss again. And I think Randy Moss was able to come in towards the end of his career and do what he did with Brady for one simple reason. And he's the best wide receiver of all time. He probably could still outroute a lot of these people in this league. That's the way I look at it.
Okay.
Yeah, and I want to say, like, Jacoby Myers, has this guy even played? Like, has any wide receiver one played in front of Jacoby since he's been a Patriot? Like, I feel like
not a clear cut.
We haven't had a legit guy in front of Jacoby to let him
They've brought guys in to do it, but you're right, Doyle. There has not been a clear cut guy to do it yet. Like nobody's outplayed him for the year yet.
Not one that's stuck. Yeah, not one that's stuck. I think he was around a little bit when we still had
look at what happened to him. Would you guys say Kendrick Bourne was the one last year or no?
Yeah, I want dude, they got to play the guy. Last game, get some.
He's still in the same category, right? He's not the one we want, but like.
I almost think Jacoby Myers is the one last year. I mean, I'd have to look at the stats and see maybe if Kendrick Bourne was really outperforming him. But if you're asking me if we were on 3rd down and 7, who was going to be our first read?
Myers.
I think it's Myers almost all of the time. I think he was, at least in my opinion, the clear number one. I know Belichick's going to try to outsmart everyone that's thinking the same thing on a couple 3rd downs, but Jacoby Myers has always been that consistent guy. Like even Brady got to throw to him for 1 year, right? And Edelman was on the team. Am I wrong?
Yeah, Brady didn't like Myers for a little bit. He was kind of hating on him.
Yeah, which is crazy. It's crazy because I think at the end of the day, he's been our most consistent receiver, and that's a Brady-friendly type of receiver. Guy who catches the ball, runs crisp routes, finds open field. That's what Brady wants. And Myers, to me, was a perfect fit for that.
Yeah,
we have that other guy, his job gets a lot easier, and we're just not making it easier on him. We're making it a little bit harder.
And honestly, looking at the schedule for the Patriots, till, let's see, it looks like we get to week 12, and then we get to week 12. I feel like that's a winnable schedule, man, for the Patriots. It goes week 12 to the Vikings, and then next week's the Buffalo Bills, week 13. But looking at the schedule, dude, the Patriots, if they can figure it out, man, these games coming up, they have potential. They could win it. If this offense can put something together, maybe Zappy's the fucking reason of this.
If Zappy even plays okay, through this period of time without Mac Jones, there's going to be a competition. The media is going to be all over it. The fans are going to be all over it. And, can Mac Jones handle fucking Bailey Zappy behind him with some pressure? He might, that might spark a fucking fire under his ass, or he's going to get outplayed by Bailey Zappy.
I think we need this because they kind of just handed it to him. Cam got pushed out, and...
Well, he supposedly earned that, though. He definitely outplayed Cam Newton, right? I would say.
Zappy or Mac?
Mac.
I mean, we really needed to see it. Did Cam even play one season game?
I mean, Bill picked him.
Yeah. I mean...
I think he outplayed Cam Newton, but I just think that what we were asking both of them to do was completely different offense, and it's just really hard to compare it. I just think it fits a lot better in New England with Mac Jones, and I've conceded to that easily. I don't think Mac Jones, again, is going to win us a Super Bowl, but he is the type of quarterback that fits our system for sure. And the unfortunate part is the system that we have is very restrictive for a quarterback that young. So at least while Bill's the coach, right? So, I mean, if McDaniels was still here running the offense and we didn't have those same restrictions of, keep the young guy who hasn't proven himself kind of in a box and let him do what's safe, then maybe both of them would have worked out. It might have been a completely different story. I just don't really know how we would have won with what we were trying to do with each of those two quarterbacks. Every week was kind of frustrating to watch for those first 2 years.
Yeah. So, Mr. Diesel, I got a question for you, and this is from Fonzie in the chat, but I'm going to direct this one a little bit towards Diesel. BJ to the Patriots. Well, what's up with that?
Where are we hearing this? I heard he was with the Giants working out his former team.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, this is just he didn't even ask you. I just I know you love yourself some OBJ, so that's kind of why I asked you.
Open arms. If it's somehow if OBJ directs himself to New England, open arms.
I don't see that happening. I think that we are in a bit of a wide receiver jam right now with all those guys. I don't know.
I lost you guys for a second. Why don't we talk about OBJ? I think I timed out for a second.
Fonzie asked in the chats, OBJ to the Pats.
You know where OBJ was visiting yesterday, right?
Doyle just said the Giants, right?
See, I missed it. All right, yeah, I timed out for a second. Yep. No, yeah, OBJ to the Pats doesn't seem likely to me. I don't think OBJ to the Giants seems likely. I think it more so it could be like the Bills or something like that, or fucking even Kansas City or something like some team that's gonna go. The funniest thing I saw is that it was a quote that said OBJ is doing visits to teams like a fucking top
Yeah,
prospect
I
visiting
saw
colleges right now, and that's
that.
so true.
Seriously.
He's injured and he's going to every game. He's doing team visits. He's trying to find out what team realistically has the best chance of getting him another ring, because that's
That's
the one thing
hilarious.
everyone's been saying. He can't win a ring. He finally won a ring. He's trying to win two now. He doesn't care. He doesn't. He wants to find a place where he can be behind a Cooper Cup, and I
I
get
think
that.
it's pretty obvious he plays to win, right? Like he gets
Yeah,
super emotional when his team's playing like shit.
and I feel like
He
he
cares about the
still,
game.
I feel like he still has a chip on his shoulder because he got injured early on in the Super Bowl. So it's like,
Touchdown too. I
He
think
was
you're
yeah,
right, Diesel. Good
balling in
point.
the Super Bowl, balling in the Super Bowl right up until he
He's
got injured.
carving
Everyone
them.
was thinking that he was going to absolutely destroy them that game because the defense was clearly keying on the Cooper Cup. The thing that I don't understand is he gets hurt and then Cooper Cup dices him. It's like you guys had him locked down while OBJ wasn't there, and then OBJ gets hurt, so you're thinking, oh, now the Rams might be in trouble, and then Cooper Cup just continues to dice him, and I was like, all right, I don't know what's going on here,
yeah,
but.
unreal.
Yeah, I mean, still a great Super Bowl to watch, but I just couldn't believe the way that it played out. Um, but OBJ, I think will end up on the Bills for some weird reason. McKenzie got hurt
I think the
already.
Bills too. Yeah.
Crowder's
Gabe Davis
out.
isn't doing much. Crowder's been
Crowder's
out.
out.
Yeah, Crowder's been out. Dawson Knox is catching like one or two balls a game. I think even though the Bills do look good as a whole right now, they know that they might be that one piece away from really dominating through the playoffs and getting that Super Bowl. Not easily, but as the favorite. And I think if they get an OBJ, that could be the difference.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I want to talk a little bit more about the matchup this week that the Patriots have against the Lions. Like, who do you guys think will be some key factors, or what positions, you know what I mean? Like, what will be some key, what do the Patriots need to do to beat the Lions this week in Foxborough?
I'll say, well, we got to shut down the run game because without Swift, Jamal Williams was still
Easy.
looking like a great running back. So I
Yeah.
think we got to stuff the run. I don't know if Amon St. Brown's going to be back, but he'll be a problem if he is back. So, but I think my biggest worry right
On
now is the
God.
run. Yeah,
Stopping the
seriously.
run. Okay.
Run's going to be a big stop for the
And then
defense.
scoring points is going to be tough as well. That's going to be what kind of scares me. But I think that we're going to be able to kind of control the line of scrimmage offensively. I think our run game is going to come alive this week. And I think Damian Harris and Ramondre Stevenson are both going to eat this week. I think they're both going to have a good game.
And they've been solid. I think both of them have been solid.
I
Yep.
think Mondre's trending up. Damian Harris has still looked as good as he's ever been. He might not be getting the same amount of touches, but that's the Bill Belichick offense. He wants to keep both of them fresh, keep the defense on their toes. I think the big shocker of this week is going to be that one of our tight ends. I don't care which one. I don't know which one. The game plan's going to decide that when the game happens, but one of our tight ends is going to have a surprisingly boom game because everyone knows what we're going to do to the Detroit Lions this week. You don't have to be on a sports podcast to look at the stats and say
They're the
we're going to
worst.
run right
Yeah.
the fuck over them.
Yeah.
So the defense, Dan Campbell, he's no schmuck, right? He's no fucking loser. He's going to come out and he's going to try to stop the run. And we've seen it with teams that even though they might be the worst run defense in the league, if they know that the other team has to run to be successful, we're down to our third quarterback. We don't have a great wide receiving core. They're going to focus on the run. I think we're going to still be able to run over them, but I think it's going to open up a lot of opportunities for screens and tight end passes and things like that. But I think the key, realistically, is going to be our front seven. We need to make Jared Goff scared. We need to literally get after him as much as we can. We need to blitz. We need to make him make decisions on a dime because I think that's the main thing that's keeping him in that top scoring category right now is that, he's seen a little bit of pressure, but he's getting the ball out quick. He's not looking like Jared Goff 4 or 5 years ago, who's holding onto the ball for 6 or 7 seconds, getting sacked, dropping the ball, throwing bad picks and bad times. He looks not great, but he looks like he's starting to mature a little bit. And to me, You just need to humble him back down to who he is. He's Jared fucking Goff. He's terrible. Go fucking get in his face, push him down a little bit, step on his shoes, call him a bitch. You know what I mean? Fucking push him to the ground. Let's get him going. And I think that front seven, we can be the boogeymen again this week. And if we do, it won't be a problem. We might roll right over him if we can successfully.
I kind of feel like we might take care of business this week. Something tells me we just show up this week as a full football team and put it together. I think Bailey Zappi's going to look all right. I think the run game's really going to help him out. I think Ramondre Stevenson's going to catch 5 to 10 footballs, dude.
And I think our defense will get stops. I think we will get
our defense is going to get stops. We've had success against Jared Goff in the past. I mean, he looked like he looked like me at quarterback in the Super Bowl against the Patriots that year. Like, he stunk, man.
Dude,
seriously.
That's
like
what I'm saying.
Dude, they couldn't even score a touchdown on us. So, I don't know, man. I think our defense has been playing really well. I think that we're gonna find a way to give them that offense that's been playing really well some problems this week.
Matt Judon, 3 sacks, baby. That's what we need this week. We need Matt Judon, 3 sacks, couple from a couple other guys that might be just rolling under the radar, and then we need a touchdown or 2 out of our tight ends. And I think we're gonna, just like you said, Nelson, we're gonna roll right over them if we do everything the way that we should. If we do our job.
I think they're gonna do their job this week on all phases of the game. Special teams. I think I just got a weird feeling we're gonna show up. We're wearing the red uniforms, like. Come on.
This could be
playing the fucking Lions. They're 1-3. Like, come on.
The only thing I smell right here is this could be fluky because we're talking about the Lions, and the Lions have always just been historically a terribly coached and stacked team. They're neither of those really this year. They have
been pretty high on the Lions this season on this podcast. We have been high on them this year.
They're not a bad team. They've played good games. They've played good defense at times. The run defense has not been where they want it to be. But Aiden Hutchinson has showed up. Hefe has showed up. Dan Campbell has shown that he can coach. He's just got to, figure out a couple other things. That's all.
I think the main thing for them this week is which Dan Campbell does a great job motivating his players, right? But is he going to come in and just get out? Because he's been, he's made some questionable decisions as well as a head coach, right? So he's a motivator, but is he going to be able to square up with Bill right now in a must-win game for kind of both teams?
Yeah, I think this is a big game for the season.
Early in the season, right? But Doyle, I agree. Like, this is it feels like a must-win game for both teams to me.
Yeah.
I guess not a must win,
but we'll think about our next 3 games after this. It's like Bears, Jets, and Browns. Jets,
are in
Browns. Not in that order, but it's Bears, Jets, and Browns in our next 3. And I was talking to Hal about this the other day, and what he said was, this was talking about Hoyer, so a different story. But he said we need to survive the Green Bay game with, at least a decent close game and not a blowout, and then win the next 4. I think that 3 years ago, we win the next 4, and we don't even really have to think about it. Maybe we lose one because of an outlier game where a good scheme beats up on us. I'm worried about us having to win 2 of these games. I know that the Bears are, crap in terms of what they can do throwing the ball, but they run the ball efficiently and they play fucking great defense right now. Those types of teams, and the Browns, first off, no shit team right there. They're one of the top offenses in the league in terms of efficiency. They're not putting up a ton of yards or points or anything, but they are up there. I think they're the only team to put up 26 points every game so far or something like that, other than one other team, and it's whoever they played last week. They're not shit teams, and we're not the Patriots of the past. So if we get out of this next 4 games with 2 wins, I'm extremely happy. I don't care who's at quarterback.
So I got a quick message from one of my buddies who lives out in Detroit, and he's making a smart-ass comment, but he says, who's got the advantage, that shit Pats offense or the shit Lions D?
That's a great question.
That's what I'm saying, right? It could end up being a battle, man. If you're gonna ask what I think we're gonna do, I do think we're gonna roll because of the fact that we're veteran, right? Our coaching staff's veteran. We still have players on the team that have been in this league and won for a long time. So I think if I have to pick, we're gonna steamroll over them. But I'm not gonna be surprised if this is an absolute fucking dogfight.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
I don't
totally
want to
agree.
sleep on the Lions. Like you do, my big worry is do not let Aiden Hutchinson start cooking because that he's been a problem. I was kind of down on him as much as I hate him for him being a
I was gonna say,
Michigan Wolverine.
he's a
He
Michigan
fucking
guy.
haunted my Ohio State Buckeyes last year. Dude, he's honestly living up to the hype. So I'm like, if he starts
Yes,
becoming a wrecking ball that game, it's gonna be a long game for us.
Yep.
So
it is.
I think
Run games are scary because
that's
it's
a
not
good
like,
question because honestly, like we've seen like Okuda, like he can be a problem back there, and if the pass rush for the Lions are going, like Patriots could have a tough time, and because the Patriots' weakness is the offense, like our defense isn't the problem, it's the offense. So
and you never want an offense that has to rely on the run. That's not a great offense. That's always a tough situation to be in because it's one dimensional. If
stack
they
the
know that
box.
they key up on the run, this is an NFL team we're talking about. If they stack the box, no matter what, if they're not the best linebacker or front seven in the league, they're nowhere near it. If they stack the box, these are NFL pass rushers and linebackers. All they have to do is make us throw, and then it's a huge question mark on what we can do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that could be a fun game. Lions ain't no walkthrough like they used to be. This is a good team, man.
No, definitely
Highest
not.
score offense, so they got a good
That's why
offense.
I'm already fluky on my own mentality of like, I think we're going to roll over them. Like, I still do. I'm going to hold on to it. But I think it's just because for the last 25 years, the Lions were a walkthrough for everybody.
Yeah, I want to see a Patriots defer, get ball second half. What
Yes.
make would feel good is getting a stop right off the bat.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah. Let Jack Jones
Quick
come out
one
and
too.
fucking get us a pick six or something and
Throw
really make it
Oh my
at
statement.
god!
him.
But if he gets a
I
pick
dare them
six,
to throw an out on him.
if he gets a pick six,
And he
buddy,
just
I'm
gets
going
smoked on an out and
Buddy,
up to
what
win
if
to start
Amon-Ra
the game.
St. Brown fucking 85-yard touchdown on an out route on Jack Jones to start the game, and then we get pissed on for the rest?
Uh-oh.
Just hit someone in the out and up. See you later, loser.
Hey, man, it's going to be a tough game. I think that, if we don't roll over them, it'll be a fun game to watch. Even if we do roll over them, it's still going to be a fun game to watch for our side of the ball.
Yeah,
It'll be tough for Lions fans.
Yep.
I'd love to see Zappy throw for at least like 200, just to see what he can do, see what it takes to get him there, maybe get a couple touchdowns.
I think he's got it in him to do that. I just don't know if they're going to let him do that. That's what I'm afraid of. Like,
that's what I'm afraid of too.
Are they going to give him any
point,
chance to throw 200 yards this week?
Buddy, we could play the practice squad week. I think that the high expectations that we have, that's the most exciting thing that we could have happen. Zappy comes out and zips the fucking ball around, but it's the Patriots.
Pretty bad.
Dude.
He's pretty bad.
We could run the Wildcat this week. You guys know that, right? This is Bill Belichick. We could literally run the Wildcat this week.
When they have Bailey Zapster behind center. Are you kidding me? Bill knows better than that. Bill knows better than that. It's time that I start firing the people up again about Bailey Zappi because don't get me going.
Don't worry.
Be Zappy.
Be Zappy.
Imagine the whole place in Gillette starts singing that.
That would be bad.
Dude, oh my god, if that becomes our new fight song, I'm getting season tickets.
Me too.
Bro, I need to hook up, buddy.
My house.
Me too. And I'm fucking all in. I'm getting a Bailey Zappi jersey.
I'm getting a Bailey Zappi Western Kentucky jersey.
That's pretty
Hell
bad.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
So I want to ask you guys a question here before we start to wrap things up. Mac Jones, like, when do you guys expect to when can he start potentially come back to you guys?
So have they decided on the surgery yet? Let me just ask that first, because I haven't seen anything on if they're going to do the surgery or not.
I would assume no at this point, right?
No, I haven't heard anything.
I think they would have already done it. I hope.
What worries me is he was practicing with the team.
Yeah, but was he just out there trying to show the boys?
I don't think he was practicing. I think he just dressed.
I don't think he was there's no way he was practicing.
He dressed and stood on the sidelines, maybe fucking, made it look
a stud, though. Hey, fuck it. Hey, whatever.
Yeah, no,
he's going to be holding the clipboard for fucking Bailey Zappi, so he better get ready for that role.
Maybe a nice Patriots baseball cap he can wear, too.
Oh, yeah. McCordle, hey, enjoy the sideline, buddy, and why don't you get used to this clipboard right here, because you're going to be holding it for years to come for Bailey Zappi.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. So I haven't seen a single update. The last things that I'm looking at here, I don't think Mac Jones is having surgery from Scott Zolak. I I don't know if that's definitive enough for me to say that he isn't, because nothing says that they've made the decision yet. If he
Nolak's
doesn't
in the
have the
loop, though.
surgery, that's what I'm saying. I see that up there. I see something I can be a little bit confident in. So I think maybe like 3 or 4 weeks. When's our bye week? I don't even know, but
I don't
3
know
or
either.
4
Doyle,
weeks.
do you know when the bye week is off the top of your head?
I think it might be weeks. Let me check for us right here.
If he does get the
Week 10.
surgery, I think it could be 6 to 8 weeks.
I don't think he's getting the
Just-
surgery. If he decides to get the surgery now, like what the fuck?
Bailey Zappi
Yeah,
season.
hey,
Isn't the
it
if
could
he
be
gets surgery now, he's out for the year, right?
No,
Basically.
no, it's still 6 to 8 weeks, even if he does get the surgery. It's just a high ankle sprain, right? It's not something where like he's getting his whole MCL replaced or anything like that. The surgery that they're talking about is just to basically make it recover and have more total strength after recovery. Like, it's not something where he's going to be out for the whole year unless the Patriots decide to do it because Zappy's out here zipping the fucking ball around.
And they're like, hey Mac, get used to this, Bubba.
Yeah, I think 8 weeks from now, maximum, he'll be back. I think we're really looking at like 3 or 4 weeks, though, because I agree with you. I don't think he's getting the surgery. I think it'd be weird if he waited this long to do it, unless he was just shopping around for someone to tell him he doesn't need it, and everyone's been telling him he needs it. I can get that type of mentality as an athlete to just want to get back on the field, and he's holding out for someone to tell him that that's possible. I don't think he's going to get the surgery, though, and it'll be probably 3 to 4 weeks, and that's plenty of time for an NFL quarterback to lose his job. You see.
Let me ask you guys this. Let me ask you guys this. Do you think that like what happens if we tank in these games and we're just not good with Zappy? Zappy shits his pants and we're not good, right? Like, am our records bad? Like, do you give it to Mac, or what if Zappy plays really well? Like, do you and Mac Jones is healthy? Do you just like Mac Jones is at 80-90%? Like, do you just put Mac back in when we win 3-1 with Zappy?
I think this might be a fucking, as I know it's not as peppy as, but this could be like a Bledsoe Brady situation, man.
I just don't like you calling Mac Jones Brady.
Well, I don't want to say I say it's not even close to like, but like it's like kind of similar. Like what if Zappy rips off a win streak?
Or like
you're saying more I'm sorry, you were saying
like
more
situation,
Bledsoe.
like
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
That makes more sense as Mac Jones being more of a Bledsoe. I could see that.
He's not comparing him to Brady by any means. He's comparing it more to the situation where like Brady just kind of he had his opportunity and he just took advantage of it.
And Brady didn't win his first game when he got thrown in there either. So
no, I need to see a lot from Bailey Zappi in terms of
he'd have to start playing really well.
Yeah, but here's the problem, right? And we talked about this for half the show right here. Is he even going to get the opportunity to throw for 300 or 400 yards to really wow us? Or are we going to be sitting here watching him do what Mac Jones has done for the last year and a half? And if he can do that better than Mac Jones, I just don't think that's still electric enough, like the potential for us to be able to get him in. But who knows? Like maybe he starts throwing really well in the next 2 weeks, and then they open it up and say, let's give him a chance in the other 2 weeks and see what happens. It'd be hard for me to see that playing out that quick with the way that Bill likes to develop these players, though. So I would bet no.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's just where the money is.
No. All right, gentlemen. Well, we've been on for quite some time now. I think we'll probably hop back on later this week. We don't know what day yet, but we're gonna talk more NFL in general. Right now, we're just emergency press conference. Patriots. Always good to get it off the chest. You know what I mean? I feel better, boys.
Every time I hear talk football, just need to let it out. We need to let it out. Everything built up from that Sunday. Feels
you know what I mean? So everybody tuning in, really appreciate you guys watching. Always appreciate that. If you can just hit us, if you're not subscribed yet, the subscribe goes a long way. Thumbs up. We would really appreciate that feedback. And then also, boys, I think we're probably going to try to start getting some guests on here soon. So if anybody's interested in coming on the show, you know what I mean? We would love to have you on here. We have some good ideas of how we want to kind of do that and get you guys involved. So we'd be really excited to get some people on here. And cheers, fellas. You guys got any last comments?
Yeah, I got something to say to Dylan.
Yeah?
That's a Lions fan.
Is he in here?
No, but I hope he's listening.
Steamy.
Fuck the Lions, buddy. You're fucking dead this weekend.
Loser.
Loser.
I'm ready, baby. Zappy fever in full effect. Let's go. I hope he somehow finds a way to come out here and just fucking say, fuck you, Bill. I'm throwing the ball. I'm calling an audible as a fucking rookie. I love this. I'm so happy that we get to see this kid play, even though, you know, we'll see what type of shackles he's in next week. Zappy fever all the way, baby. Don't worry.
Fever, boys. Let's go.
Don't worry, boys. Be Zappy. Let's
go.
go.
I got my Zappy stock. I got his rookie cards loaded, locked and loaded.
Let's fucking go.
Have a good night, everybody.